from our last tale.
Snow found the comfiest chair that was open, and he is reading his letter.
Do you think it could be an ex-lover, or a current one, or his mother or father?
I respect people's right to have a private life.
So exciting!
You notice what appears to be a polar bear.
But she shut that down at this point, right?
Beau, I'm gonna stop you right there, whatever question you were about to ask.
Do you
Why?
know anything of the goddess Atala? She's who I follow very closely.
My experience, death is cruel and a thief.
If we go out on a mission, maybe we get Lear to also come with us. She might fall behind, but we can make like a little papoose and we could attach her to Ste'yn.
Yeah, baby carrier was your first thought? Really? Let's move on to the next thought.
Okay, well, here's the thing. Here's the thing about next thought. Well, I was going to say, well, I guess to the DM first.
Please.
Are you
Please,
crying?
I'm absolutely capable. I'm absolutely capable of answering you right now. Go on, carry on. I'm listening. Oh my god. I'm about to do this halfling up a and I am absolutely dead. Sorry, go on. Yes, I'm listening.
So, so how long has it been? Because I remember it was like 9 before we ate. So like, I'm curious because now we have figured out where we're gonna be sleeping. They had their chat. We just we had ours. So I'm just curious.
You've probably got about an hour or so till midnight.
Okay, that's what I want. So here's the thing. How tired is everybody right now?
Do you need sleep?
Well, no, I'm not saying I need sleep. So here's the thing.
Do you sleep, Beau?
Do you not?
Yes, I do sleep.
Do you
Snow.
go on standby mode?
I do not go on standby mode. All right?
Are you sure?
Pretty sure. But, so remember from the little... Well, Ste'yn, you saw him talking to me earlier.
Oh, yes.
So,
Arno was his name, right?
Arno wanted to meet up by the stables at midnight. Now, if you guys are up for it, we can go and meet him, or I can go and meet him, or me and just one other person go meet. We can mix it up, combos, depending on how much sleep y'all require. But I would rather not meet him on my own, because he's a bit...
Are you being smart?
He's being sketchy. I mean, I'm not sketchy, he's sketchy.
I mean, you are.
No, you think I'm sketchy?
Have you looked in a mirror?
Well, are there mirrors around? I don't think that they're just readily available everywhere.
I use minor illusion and show Beau his face. What you look like.
Since when?
The definition of sketch.
Since when is this sketchy exactly? When did this become sketchy?
From the first time I saw you.
Oh, well, it wasn't so sketchy that you wouldn't talk to me now, was it?
I think that
you
sketch
also
doesn't...
talk to Arno.
What?
But anyway, I'm down, but what for? Like, what does he want to meet? Why? Why is this happening?
So here...
Why do you want to meet him?
Well, so it kind of came up because I was talking about going to the not mundane arcane, but I was planning on going in the morning. I think he misinterpreted some things about that. I think he kind of wants to hit it up tonight. I'm not entirely sure if he's planning on robbing the place. When I asked if he kind of was into stealing, he got somewhat offended, but I think he was also somewhat flattered. There was a lot of mixed messages going on about there. He also seemed kind of happy when I kind of pickpocketed from the lady earlier, but then I also gave it back to her. There was a lot that went on. It's kind of hard to fill in the gaps exactly as to what he's about, but if we just go ahead, meet him up, we don't need to go and steal. But I think he is sketchy, so what if we just kind of keep him in our pockets a little bit as far as like somebody that isn't in our bad side, but maybe we don't trust all the way, but we also aren't going to completely...
in a papoose. Now you want to put
not
in your pocket?
Not literally in my pocket, more like a metaphorical pocket. You could talk about deities and you can believe in all that, but you can't pick up figures of speech, Ste'yn.
Maybe I'm choosing not to.
Okay, so he's not literally going in our pocket. I'm not saying he goes out with us when we need to leave. I don't even know if he can cook. But I'd rather him not think less of us.
You
or at
don't
least...
want to be on his bad side.
Yes, exactly. We kind of, I mean, the Torval thing kind of well, I think it kind of evened out. Actually, I think the end result of that kind of came out fine. But maybe we don't want to make a sketchy man be on our bad side. That's what I'm saying.
That took a really long time to get there. But yeah, I mean, I'm down for that. I don't know about you two ladies, but yeah, I think we should not rob this magic shop. I don't feel like that's in
Be
our
no
best
robbing of a
interest
magic
exact-
shop.
I said I
Yes.
don't want to rob it. I have perfectly good money. I was gonna
heard
go
you.
and spend coin when they're open. I imagine they're closed at midnight. Maybe they got night hours. Maybe it's like one of them Walmarts.
Oh yeah, there was one of those in my hometown actually. It's Gnome Run,
What's
isn't
a
it?
Walmart? I've never heard of a Walmart.
If you didn't have a lot of gnomes in your community, you probably didn't have one.
Viola knows what a Walmart is.
You can roll a history check.
We've made it canon. It has to.
18. I think Viola maybe knows what a Walmart is.
For reasons I won't go into detail. Viola, you in particular, it makes sense that you would know what a Walmart is, yes.
Oh my gosh, I love Walmart.
Sometimes I just don't feel like paying for the really expensive armor, but I want to look like I have nice armor.
It's
So I
those,
go to Walmart. They have everything.
it's those smiling deals.
They do have great prices there, I would say. Yeah, I mean, it's entirely possible that they're open all night. All right, sure. What about
Why
you
not?
two?
I'll go to keep stealing from happening.
We weren't
Exactly.
going to steal.
But he might be.
Oh, well,
You
I
might
mean,
need somebody strong to grab him and keep him from stealing.
no, we're going there we're to build bridges. If we go and attack him so he doesn't go stealing, that's called burning bridges.
So it's not good to go up to people and attack them.
For no reason. It's not good to go up in people and attack them. If
I
there's a
don't think we have
reason.
time to get into tonight on how you decide what person you should go up to and attack.
I don't
mean,
even know
there's
where
a-
that's coming from. Are you talking about because Torval came around and started attacking me for no reason?
Yeah, that's what
Because
they're
if
talking
so, I
about.
agree.
Yeah, that's what they're talking about there. So we're good because it's about an hour. The stables are about away. Brenna, where's the stables?
Yeah, about that long. The stables. You're not entirely sure, actually. You haven't been to the stables.
Oh, we should probably go
Is
look
this
for them. then.
something we have to be stealthy for?
So we probably don't
Because if
need.
so, I should take off my armor.
Not recommend you do that.
I mean,
Well, if we have to be quiet, I'm
he
Protecting your
is
life
quiet.
is better than being quiet.
he is expecting us to come and meet him. Now, he can get the drop on you, and he does observe a lot. So, while we don't need to be stealthy, if we wanted to have some ways of communicating to ourselves without him being able to intercept anything, I could open up a little mind link situation if we want to communicate telepathically. But I can only do that
sounds
for
like fun.
I can only do that for some of the party. I can't do it for everybody yet. So I could do it for
Maybe.
2 of y'all. So one person will be out of the link.
I have no desire to have a mental link with you.
Oh, come on, Ste'yn.
I mean, that works out for now.
I'm gonna.
What if
pat
I
Ste'yn.
stay out of it and Ste'yn joins? Because she's arguably one of our smartest party members.
Ouch. I mean, probably true, but still.
Probably the most level-headed of us.
Stonewall is certainly level-headed. That is correct. But
I would say she makes better decisions than most of
but
us.
the decision making, I feel like she does kind of like on her own. So I feel like the mind link is helpful. Maybe even you most of all. So that way, like nothing, because Ste'yn doesn't really talk anyway, that much. At least not unless spoken to or needed. This would be a way of being able to talk without anybody overhearing what we're talking about.
I mean, let's do it.
All right. Well, I guess we'll wait until it's closer to the time or as we're going, because the time of the link varies.
Okay. What time were you planning? How soon in advance of midnight were you planning to go down towards the stable?
Well, if we have to find them, we should probably just start going.
Yeah. Oh wait, is there anybody around? Can we just ask?
You could.
Okay. Do I have to roll perception to see somebody or?
Now you do.
Okay.
There were just people standing there, and then you had to ask.
No, I need to find the perfect person.
14. Is it gonna be the bear?
The only person left. is
Excuse
now-
me.
Was the bear.
Excuse me, Yogi.
First tell me, and feel free to just throw it out. First tell me, while you were asking them about this meeting, where were you doing this privately, like upstairs? Were you doing this in a noisy area so you weren't overheard, perhaps? Like, what was your plan there? Who were you talking? Where were you guys chatting?
So wherever we were when they went off to go speak privately. So I don't know if we went and we looked at the barracks and then reconvened down in the common area. That's what I picture we ended up doing. So it had been, I guess, in the common area.
Sure. I'll say that you got a 14.
Yeah.
I'll say that it's easy enough to find someone who seems to have pretty knowledgeable directions of the Peace District, and they tell you that if you're looking for the stables, they are towards the Rising Gate, which they say is south.
I guess that makes sense.
It's probably
Stables by a gate.
from here. What?
I said, I guess that makes sense. Stables by a gate. The exit.
By the Rising Gate, yes. By the exit. It does, in fact, make sense. I got that one right on the map. So it would probably, just walking casually would probably take you like 45 minutes, 30, 45 minutes, depending on how quickly you're stepping.
Well, we don't have Leo with us, so we can step pretty quick.
It's fine. Even if you have her, you just throw her in the boot. I am actually back here dying. I literally muted the mic. I was dying. I was like, they brought up a halfling in a baboon. Carry on.
All right.
One day, Snow is going to take silence as a spell.
Yes. It's all coming together now, guys. The lore is building.
I'll just use Thieves' Kit. I'll wave it around.
No one will
Thieves
know, though.
speak in sign language, by the way.
Ste'yn has silence. I keep forgetting about that.
Oh, well, there you go.
I mean, I still can
You've
make
been
it.
warned.
It's still a check that I could do.
Indeed. So, were you heading out then?
Yeah, and I guess about 10 minutes of, I'm going to use psychic
Mm-hmm.
or psychic whispers. Psychic whispers. That's
You cast Psychotic Whispers.
No.
Go for it.
No, so it's a psionic power. That's why I was getting like terminology confused. So that's, I roll a d6, and whatever number comes up, that's how many hours it lasts for. And I could pick up the 2 other creatures. I can see, and then they could speak telepathically with you, and you can speak telepathically with them. Does it cross wires? Like, could you two speak telepathically to each other, or am I like the median in this situation?
It sounds like you are the go-between here,
Oh,
honestly.
okay,
Because
so
it's
it's like-
different than some other spells that I know of. It sounds like you're the go-between. So
Okay,
they would
cool.
not speak to each other, but you.
Okay, cool. That's kind of what I wanted. So what I picture
cool.
is Beau just goes like this, and a purplish, pinkish dice just kind of spins in his hand, and then he shows it to the two that's going to be connected, and he just crushes it. And so that's how much time it's going to be. So in this case, it's 1 hour.
Okay. And you've cast it, you said about 10 minutes in?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you guys walking? So everyone's going together, you agreed. Excellent. So you guys, it's easy enough. It's a pretty direct path. The streets themselves that go through the Peace District are pretty straightforward. You pass a number of structures of buildings. You pass more of those smaller carts that seem to have or are shut down for the night. Everything's very quiet as far as this area. After you had stepped out of the Wild Pike, that whole area is very loud. There's just people all over. It's rowdier than it even was probably in the day hours when the festivities were really seeming to be pushed and underway. But you see a lot of people, again, who are that all helping with that frenetic energy, but it kind of calms a bit as you step away. So you're walking at a decent pace. It takes you about 35, 40 minutes of traveling together. Now you're inside of Beau's head. Enjoy that one.
Which two of us did you pick?
It was
For that?
you and Viola, because Ste'yn didn't want any part of it.
She was like, nah, I'm good. So you are arriving towards you're definitely seeing where the walls are coming around and forming that southern edge of the Peace District itself. This area is just a little bit less populated. You don't see really anybody roaming around this area at this time. Very, very few people. No one seems to be out at late night travels today, at the very least. It's quiet. Everything is dark, shut down. You don't see anyone standing there immediately. You are just sort of about, but you get closer and you do see the gate appearing. It is shut. And there is a structure towards the right side of the gate. Has that scent, that heavy scent of hay being stepped on, among other things. An old food trough that really ought to be swept out and washed out. Just the heaviness of animal dander and fur, and also the smells of leather and metal, things being those natural smells. It's dark in that structure as well. There's the taller building, and then there's a more proper sort of stable building. You can see through where it's sort of divided into stalls where horses could be. There's an area where carts could be set up. It can hold a good number of carts. But it's very dark in this area, and you don't see anyone. I would also like to say that because of that phenomenal previous encounter, you do all get 1 inspiration die for this upcoming encounter.
Ooh. Inspiration plus psionic dice.
There you go. You get that one, Beau. Enjoy it. I am literally, I was falling over laughing so hard. Yeah.
Since it was such a long walk.
What was that? I'm sorry.
Go ahead, Catherine.
I was just gonna say, since it's so dark and we know someone might be hiding, Ste'yn's gonna cast light. The cantrip.
What are you casting it on?
Yeah.
Her own hand, her gloved hand.
Oh, okay. So she's up.
And what is it? What is the distance on it?
Light is, let me pull up the spell real quick.
I want to say it's like 60 feet because I was looking at
That's
it.
what I wanted to say, and I wanted to feel cool when I said it, but I'm also just going to be like, and yeah, you go ahead and do your research, player.
It's a 20-foot.
I was way off.
We gave it way too
20
much credit.
Well, it's 20 feet for bright light and dim light for an additional 20 feet. So 40 feet of light overall.
Excellent.
Do all of us have dark vision?
I do.
Or
I don't.
I think you and I are the only ones that do.
Hence,
No, that's
Ste'yn
just-
casting light.
Yeah.
three of us?
Oh,
Okay.
this is the least amount of dark vision I've had in a party.
It
I
has it
think.
too.
Oh, you do have it?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. So
She's doing it
I
to
thought so.
in favor of whoever might be watching you guys. Now you have a big bright beacon. All right, so she casts light. You now
Mhm.
can see much clearer in the 20 feet, 40 feet around you. Everyone give me a perception check.
no.
21.
Ooh.
I'm glad I didn't come here alone. I
No.
got a 4.
I got a 10.
Oh, good gracious. So as you're looking about, sort of waiting, Snow, you're looking around. You actually notice, as you guys are approaching the stable itself, you actually notice there is a very dim glow inside of the stable itself. It looks like it maybe is being dampened by something, but there's a very dim glow through one of the windows of the stable proper. It's just a consistent, steady glow, and you also see what appears to be some sort of shadow that crosses back and forth around it just once every now and then.
Not quite in a whisper, but in a low voice, Snow will relay that to the rest of the party.
Don't want to just tell me in a minds.
No.
Why don't you even open this channel?
It's not needed yet. Snow doesn't.
How do
see
you
a
know?
reason
You
for
don't
that
know
yet,
it's in
so-
there.
Yeah, exactly. He's also not used to that being an option.
It's not my go-to to be like, let me talk to Beau at all.
In my head.
Beau, the master of stealth, immediately ignores his options.
Ignores his options. All right, so he relays back to you what he sees.
I do believe there's someone inside.
I would like to
Shall we go in?
sneak inside. Here, I'll go in first.
All right. I think I'm gonna go in through the front.
Beau,
And
you're
I
welcome
do.
to roll stealth.
All right. 25.
Ste'yn will dispel light as soon as sneak comes in.
Excellent.
Viola's gonna try to sneak.
Go for it.
The way of it.
Snow's walking in through the front.
I love it.
Have you guys seen Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood or
Oh.
at all? So the way that Viola sounds, it reminds me of how Al walks in his suit of armor. It's like dun, dun, dun.
I have
Rolled
many
an
notes.
11 on my stealth
An 11, huh?
with my nice plate
Excellent.
armor.
Clank, clank, clank.
So as Beau starts going ahead, he's just gonna directly to Viola. Viola, you're not exactly being you're the best stealth now that you could be. Maybe you just hold up the tiny bit.
She just freezes mid stance.
All right. And Snow, you walk up to the door. You just open the door.
Yep.
Excellent. So you push open the door towards the stables, and you see this. It's the smell is more intense for sure in there. All of the animals are they're quiet, resting, and there is someone crouched inside. The figure is wearing very dark cloak. It looks like it's fairly well stained. You see these dark gloves that are sort of messing around with some of the with a hay bale, just pulling out pieces. The whole figure looks very crouched, very kind of just sunken in. And next to it, there is a little lantern that you believe was what was giving off some of that light. It looks like it was meant to be covered with some piece of cloth there, but maybe it got pushed aside, and so it started letting some of that light out. And as soon as the door opens, the head immediately whips around to look at you. And you see what appears to be a young man. The cloak is all the way, the hood of the cloak is all the way up, and he appears to have a mask over the rest of the majority of his face, like a cloth mask around the majority of his face. And he snaps in your direction and looks. His head kind of cocks to the side, and then he kind of lowers his head again and looks back at the hay bales. He doesn't say anything.
Hi, hello, good evening.
He turns back, nods. Good evening. Looks back at the hay.
Can I perception check the rest of the room, make sure there's no, is it just to be sure if there's no one else in here?
And have
Sure,
I snuck
go for
it? Was there a window I could sneak through?
Yeah, it's a relatively open, from around the walls, relatively open, the stable area. You definitely could have kind of popped over, and you can stay outside even if you wanted to, like, kind of just pop your head over and
No,
watch the encounter.
I wanted to enter, but once I enter, can I also make a perception check?
Yes.
I didn't see anything, by the way. I rolled a 5.
Well, I rolled a 6.
Wow. What is happening?
We see all.
You appear
That's
to be
11
alone.
altogether.
You appear to be
But
alone.
through your mind link,
We're so perceptive right now, Beau.
With our
Yes.
powers combined.
Snow, you only see this young man in the tattered, dirty cloak and the mask around his face.
So what does the mask look like? Is it just like a black mask, or is it like?
It looks almost like a pathetic scarf that was just tied about, and it covers all the way up to his eyes.
Okay, gotcha. And he's still just sitting there, crouched on the ground.
Yeah, he acknowledged you and he responded, but then
Okay.
he goes back to his business.
Snow is gonna just
What?
walk right up to him and crouch down across from him and start mimicking him with the hay. So, what are we waiting for, friend?
I was gonna say,
I'm
what was he doing? I'm sorry, I may have missed that part.
No, it looked like he was just kind of pulling hay from the bale, like he was preparing, for the morning, for feeding the horses
He's gonna
or
burn
whatever
the
it is.
barn down.
Just burn the whole place down. It's a sham!
I mean, Beau doesn't trust him.
That's fair. Beau doesn't trust much. The man doesn't look at you. He continues. He looks like he looks like he'll reach towards your hand to stop what you're doing, and then decides to just go back to what he's doing. He says, waiting on no one. Just doing my job. You don't need to do that. It's my job.
Well, everyone can use an extra hand every now and then.
Viola's gonna whisper in the mind link thing and ask if, hey guys, can I move now?
Okay, I'm gonna respond back. Just one moment. I'm kind of confused as to what's going on. Then over to Snow. He's gonna Snow. What is going on?
Beau, I don't believe that this is I don't believe this is our person. Either that, or he has completely changed his voice, which is possible. I do it sometimes. You never know.
Well, I don't think it's our person either. But what is he doing? Why is he here?
I don't know. Give me a second.
Okay.
So tell me, what's your name? I'm Snow. Good to meet you.
He kind of gives a quick head nod. Good to meet you, sir. Sazian. Tonson. I'm the stable boy.
Can you spell his name, please?
Sazian. Sazian.
Snow. Ask him
Thank
why
you.
he's got that thing on his face.
Yes, all right, I'm getting there.
Okay,
Give me a
okay.
minute.
I can't ever tell if you're gonna get to the point of the issue or if you're just gonna be like, oh, should I sing you a song?
Wow. Wow.
Hey, Beau, do you think Vicious Mockery works through this link? It is psychic damage. And I'm gonna address... I'm gonna address Thalzian. to Thalzian. And you work here during the night. It's like midnight, friend. Why are you...
I have a job to do. I'm just doing my job. That's all.
Is it the smell? Is that why you cover your nose?
If you like. Really, you should be in bed. This isn't a place for someone in a guardian hawk.
Well, I like to explore every now and then. Have you seen anyone else around here? Speaking of which.
Roll an insight check.
While he does that, is there a window behind this guy? Like
There are windowed spaces in the walls along either side.
Okay, then Beau's gonna go back to Viola. So don't want to alarm you. There's a weirdo in here. Now, I'm not sure exactly what the nature is. He might just be a stable boy, as he says. He also might be trying to burn the place down and might try and kill us all. So, don't panic. But if you stay still, like you've been doing, but maybe as Ste'yn, if she can sneak around to the back for another point of angle in order so that way we got him more like together, because I feel like if something goes down, you could charge right through. I'm in position. I could throw a knife at him. Snow probably should back up a little bit, but we'll have to cross that bridge when we get to it. And then Ste'yn could just like pop in through the back window and then blast him with something.
And I started blasting.
What did you want me to tell Viola?
You're Viola. I need you to ask.
Is she?
I need you to ask Ste'yn.
While you two reason that out.
Sneak to the back. So,
while you two reason that out.
I got a 13.
Okay. You had asked him. I'm sorry. I got very distracted. You asked him
about his mask.
Oh.
And about his job, but the mask was the most recent thing.
You asked him about the mask.
And then
you asked him about the mask.
Because he
and
said
then afterwards, I told him that I liked exploring and such.
You also asked if he had seen anybody else around.
That was the one.
That you're right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if he had seen anyone.
He hadn't answered that one yet.
Right, that was when I asked you to roll the insight. So, he's clearly, you get the overall sense that he's just a very uncomfortable man. He is shrouding himself. He's hunched over. He doesn't vocalize. He just shakes his head as you ask him that.
I start growing flowers out of the hay.
Snow, I would take like maybe, I don't know, maybe like 2 steps back. As
you're making these flowers, the door to the stable opens again, and you see in very basic the door that Snow had entered.
Oh, okay.
You see in very basic traveling gear and a bit of a 5 o'clock shadow, dark hair, and looking very, very at ease. You see Arnaud kind of leaning on the doorway. And he says, "Oh, you did not wait for me. Such a pity. I missed you outside. I thought we will go in together."
Wait, does he see Beau or is he just saying it to Snow?
Who is he addressing?
Yeah.
He is addressing the room.
Okay.
Well, so did he not see the 2 people standing in front of that door?
Were you in front of the door? I thought you came through the side.
I'm through the side. Viola was standing still, and I don't know if Ste'yn ever ended up actually sneaking to the back or not, because I don't know if Viola got the message across. But But they would have been in the front from where we were
Walking
coming.
past the two ladies outside, opening the door to the stable, and leaning very comfortably on the wall is Arnaud, who is now addressing the area.
Ste'yn will walk up
No.
behind him and just sort of stand in the doorway behind him.
She knows what she wants.
Snow stands up. Hello. Hi.
Oh, you
I'm
must be
Snow.
Beau's friends.
Indeed. And I offer my hand.
And he shakes it firmly. And Arnaud looks over at the young man beside you. Going back to my nose.
Shoots him with the gun.
And just shoots him dead. Cold blood. He looks at the young man and he just says, I appreciate you taking the time for all that you do. We won't interrupt you any further. We can step outside. I've already gotten my message, unfortunately. And where is our friend?
Wait,
Our
so
mutual contact?
So he's just gonna wait, so you know who this guy is? Just straight
It's
at
Saz. Saz is the stableman.
Sayers.
He's here.
When did you meet Sayers?
What do you mean? I had all day. I know a lot of people now. It only takes a little while to know many people.
Alright, maybe I'm not very good at socializing then, because I've not met that many people.
We'll work on it.
I think everyone knows that about you, Beau. So.
Well, I'm very glad you came out to meet me. I wish I had better news for you. So is Beau revealed himself? Is he out now?
Oh yeah, he would have came out when he was saying
Excellent.
that. He just walked out of the corner that he was in.
Arnaud is holding a little slip of paper in his hand and he says, unfortunately, I know I promised you a trip to the Raleigh district this evening whenever you wanted to go, but why not if it's available? Unfortunately, it's less available than I hoped. My contact was already here, told me it is not going to happen tonight, but we could go back another time.
Oh yeah, one sec.
Is he waving a piece of paper?
He is. It's a small slip of paper that is just very noticeably he's holding it as indicating.
To Viola, he's gonna be like, Viola, you can move again. I don't know if you noticed, but the situation seems to have changed.
Got it.
Viola's just been like shaking.
Like, can I? She was like one foot in the air. She was mid step, and it's just like
Like a bead of sweat. And it's like all of my training. Can Snow grab the paper?
You can make a dexterity check.
Now something's going all handsy.
Viola, while that's happening, is just gonna say hi and introduce herself because she hasn't met this guy yet, right?
She has not. Not
Hey,
officially, no.
My name's Viola. I haven't met you, but it seems that you know my friends. What's your name?
Beautiful Viola. My name is
Thank
Arnaud.
you.
Arnaud Gazmond. It is a
Nice
pleasure.
to meet you.
What is a lovely one like you doing with an interesting one like Beau here?
Oh, we're great friends.
Would
We go
I
way
happen to
back.
have advantage on grabbing it because he's captivated by Viola's beauty?
No.
No.
Well, that's a 12.
I'm not that pretty, I guess.
So it looks like it's even
Meets
Stevens.
beats, right?
Match. I mean, it does in combat. I suppose that seems to track. Sure, you snatch the note. For just a moment, he turns to address Viola before he is about to kind of get that same stance, and then you just kind of zip it right out of his fingers, and he looks at his hand. I thought that was holding something.
No, I don't think so. And what does it say?
It is written, it seems to be using letters that you recognize, but it's written in such a fashion that you can't quite piece it together.
All the languages I know, and it's not in any of them.
Oh, it's characters you understand, but you don't fathom
Okay.
the way it's written.
Beau's gonna be Snow, what? You got the paper? What's on the paper? I don't know why I'm whispering in your head.
You can speak normally. I think this is in our heads.
well, yes, I forgot. It's been a while. But what's on the page? What does it say?
Well,
you read. I'll show you, actually. Ba-ba-ba-ba-bum. I will put it in your journal in roll 20. You should see it now. So the third from the left is your journal.
I see it, yes.
Excellent. If you are showing it to everybody, I will show it to everybody as well. If you would just like to read what it says, you're welcome to.
I think
Well, Beau asked what it said, so I'll read it to him. I don't know what it means, but it says, "We go down with his ship, first mate first, listen for the sail."
Would Beau pick up anything from that?
It is thieves' cant.
Yes.
It's a little odd, but it is thieves' cant. And it's definitely giving some impression. Like, it still seems to be directed to Arnaud, and it's something he would understand as far as contextually, but you recognize that this is definitely a note saying that someone was meant to be here. There's a reason that they're not there. They can pick this up. They can set sail, you might say. They can pick this up again in a few days.
Any ideas?
Well, the general gist is apparently somebody was meeting him here that can't meet him here no more. Which seems odd. Why would he have somebody meeting him here?
So I'll know, who are you planning on meeting? I assume this wasn't about us, since none of us left this for you.
It was definitely about you. But, as I told you, I have a contact. My contact is able to help me get from place to place, and he was going to help me and you get to the Raleigh district. Unfortunately, it looks like his captain is busy tonight.
Wait, so is the Raleigh district like that off, like that difficult to cross over? Like, I understand midnight, that could be hard, but like I was planning, wake up in the morning, check my mailbox because maybe someone sent me mail, and then carry on over to that district. Are you saying that that's not what we can do around here?
Well, as far as I have come to understand, especially with my contact's help, where we are meant to be is where we are meant to be. If we are not told to go to the Raleigh district, it's not where we ought to be found.
Yeah, but I asked about this, and they don't card you, so they don't really know where people...
Who did you ask?
Well, I asked, I think it was a bartender.
It was a bartender.
Did he know you were a novice?
Well, I told him, I believe,
He looks at Ste'yn.
maybe that I just got here. So I think he knew. And so many
Of course
words.
you can traipse over to the Raleigh district. Not a problem. You should go right through the gate right now.
I want to
Take
make
a cart. I'm sure they'll lend it to you.
I want to make an insight check.
You don't need to. He's absolutely BS. He's making a grand
This
show
is
of how
heavy
dumb that sounds to him.
sarcasm.
You speak thieves can't, but not sarcasm.
I couldn't tell if he could
That
just...
seems accurate.
You should do the insight check anyway, actually.
What?
Do it anyway.
A 10.
You look at him like, well, yeah, of course I would just tell somebody, ask to get to the Raleigh district and go. What do you mean? Obviously.
I mean, from everything that...
It isn't that, and he explains, it isn't that it is off limits per se. It's that novices, as far as he's come to understand, would be told very specifically where they ought to be, and to meander probably means you're going off assignment or somebody's just going to give you a hard time.
Was it...
So,
Would Beau know if it was always structured that strictly?
give me a history check.
So could I have done that with advantage? Given my background?
You can use that inspiration
Well, I was
die.
going to say, given my background, could I...
You know what? Sure.
Okay, now I get a second roll. Nat 20!
I think I'm too nice as a DM. What do you guys think?
You're definitely too nice to Beau.
I'm too nice
Whoa,
to
what?
Beau. He always has reasons and excuses.
It's that silver tongue.
Sure. You do know that guardianships are handled a little bit differently, a little uniquely, given any given, your region and where you are, and they're all just done a little bit differently. But no, there probably is a particular element of strictness you're noticing.
That's consistent.
Maybe not.
I just making mental note of that. Like, that's it. I'm not gonna.
Sure. And Arno is holding his hand out, like, may I have that back?
Oh, sure, yes.
Much appreciated. I wonder what my contact was up to tonight, but unfortunately, I'll have to ask him another time.
What's the name of your contact?
That might be a little too much.
Why?
Because if I were to offer his name, then I could not just keep calling him my contact. It sounds more mysterious.
And is this
Does it
being
need to be
mysterious.
mysterious?
It does.
You mentioned that you travel around all the time, so is this contact equally as mobile?
My contact has a little more leeway than someone like a novice like you or I might have.
But they aren't part of any kind of guardianship or military.
He looks at you and kind of almost deflates a little bit, as if to say, come on, you read the note. Like
No, I didn't read the note. Snow read
that's
it.
true. You didn't read the note.
Yeah.
He hands you the note.
Okay.
And he says, his captain is keeping him busy.
This captain's giving
Comprehension is not Beau's strong suit.
No, I get what he's saying. Ste'yn, you want to look at the note and comprehend what he's saying?
I don't need to.
Well, that's called conjecture then.
Right.
All
So
I
what are
mean-
your plans then, Arno, since your contact said not tonight?
My plan, and he stretches and reaches. Well, my plan is to leave poor Saz alone here. He has much to do, and I'm sure he will be worked quite hard in the morning. I'm going to go to bed. I am tired. And it's a
I
bit
think
of a walk
that's-
back up north.
Sounds like a fantastic idea to me.
Oh.
Shall we go together then?
I think we all need sleep.
I would
I'm
agree with that.
honored. Well, Miss Viola, Lady Viola, you don't need a moment of beauty's rest. That is certain.
Oh, thank you.
But of course. Shall we? Beau?
Yes, we shall. All right.
As they walk back, Snow will position himself between Viola and Arno.
Okay, Dad.
Much
Sure.
approved.
Sure thing, Dad. You guys walk, and that's all right. So Arno will not attempt to get between Snow and Viola. He will stay near Beau, though. He asks you, how easily can you understand this note? The note that he had in his hand.
I mean, what were the original? Because I don't think I saw it on here. What did it
Sure, I will
originally
share it
say?
with you. I will share it with you, but it said, we go down with his ship. First mate first. It's a question. Listen for the sail.
It sounds like somebody has some boat issues. And I will go deception. I got a 25.
And you say
Ooh.
that?
Huh?
You say that and
I-
then roll this?
Yeah, I said
try to
that,
lie?
and then and I got a 25 on deception.
Okay. Let's see how well he can perceive your deception.
Why is he still at advantage?
I don't know why it's doing that, I'll be perfectly honest. I
Well,
don't know why.
Either way, it seems like he's missing the mark regardless of which role it was.
It's fine. It's fine. No, so he looks at you and he says, oh, maybe someone else you talk to just uses maybe it's a different dialect. But that's not what this one particularly means. No, it's not about the ship sailing per se. And he goes on to kind of explain what he means. and he points out in this particular dialect. Hold on, I can't switch screens and
Nice,
also
so I get a free
try and read you my
education
notes.
lesson out of this lie.
You do for that deception. You do. So he says ship. He compares ship to captain. That's why he was mentioning his contact's captain, meaning that he's somewhere here within the guardianship. First mate. He mentions that connection between the two people, the captain and their first mate. So obviously someone very close to this captain. And then listen for the sail. Like he said before, like setting sail. When can you leave? And he also points out the number of sentences and tells you that his contact will probably be available again in about 3 days to help them get where they're going.
Oh, that's interesting.
So he points all that out to you.
Now,
you guys get.
Oh, I was
Sorry.
gonna. So, is your contact from the same region as you and your accent that you don't want to talk about?
I did not say I would not talk about my fantastic dialect.
Well, when I asked you about it, you were kind of dodgy.
I did not know you well, but it is a long story and we can talk about it in the morning. I am very tired.
Sounds fair.
Excellent. I agree. And you guys make your way back to the novice hut, back up to the barracks. And were you planning to go straight to your rooms?
I want that long rest.
You want what?
I want that long rest.
Sounds like a plan to me. So I imagine Beau and Snow probably find a room at least near each other, but I'll let you guys decide that in our next meeting. Ste'yn and Viola, you guys do find where Lear's belongings are, and you find her in there, kind of curled up in her bed in one of the bunks. You see someone is above hers, and then you see another bunk that has 2 other people, but everyone is like curled up. It's sort of hard to tell, except one head and the hair that is flowing out of it, that is visible from under the covers, with very bright colored hair. Very brightly colored hair. Otherwise, you prepare yourselves for bed. Get yourselves ready. Crawl into your beds. It's been a long day. You are very ready for sleep. As you drift off to bed, Ste'yn, your eyes close. Again, sleep comes quickly. And then you find your eyes opening again. When you guys, these are bunks, so like it's one bunk above and below. I imagine you two are staying on the same bunk bed. Who's got top and who's got bottom bunk?
Viola would have let Ste'yn pick and took whichever one she didn't want.
Ste'yn would take the bottom bunk.
Okay. To more serious matters. So, Ste'yn, your eyes open. And you're not looking up at the bottom of a bed above you with its sort of warped wood. Not broken, not fragile, but certainly not kept pristine for a group of novices. But you're looking up, you're looking straight ahead into this endless gray mist. It's almost blinding how shrouded everything is. Not for being bright, for just being completely thick and covering. And every time your body moves, every little twitch of your fingers, of your neck to start to look around, it feels as if you are surrounded by thorns. Every little movement feels like a thorn trying to stick through your skin. You don't feel the weight of your armor even. You are only in whatever clothing you normally wear beneath. But even that, when you try to look down, you can sense it's not there. You can't see anything except this darkness. Somewhere far off, far distant, you hear this small voice. It just says, "Hello?"
Hello?
You start to open your mouth to respond, and it feels again like those thorns are simply trying to pierce your lips shut. Roll me a wisdom saving throw. Whew.
But you have inspiration.
Does
I'll allow
that
it.
mean advantage, or does that
Yeah,
mean...
I mean, inspiration typically means advantage. Bardic inspiration is different.
Yeah, I didn't know if it was like, I thought it was like an additional die of something.
No, so Bardic inspiration, you get an additional die. If you have inspiration in general, it's rolling with advantage. Typically, anyway. If you wanted to change that as a DM, you obviously can.
I like it. Nat 1 is
Cool.
funny, though.
really funny.
Really fun.
Yes.
Ste'yn's having a moment.
It brings me joy.
I think we'll keep the nat 1, honestly.
Oh.
Okay. You attempt to respond. You attempt to say hello back, to reach out to whatever this voice is. But you start to open your mouth, and those unseen thorns pierce through your lips and seal your mouth shut as if it were sewn. This pain just emanates from your head downwards to where these thorns are piercing your mouth shut. And you cannot fight past it to speak. You hear the voice again. Hello? Are you here? And your heart is pounding and breaking because something in you is so desperately trying to reach out, to hear, and to respond. You want to respond. You need to respond to this. And you cannot break free of these thorns. Then you hear it one more time. And this voice says, "Goodbye, sister." And you feel something approaching you. Something feels like it's approaching at a rapid pace. Somewhere behind you, the speed of its presence is rumbling along whatever ground might be below your feet. It slices through the air. The wind is screaming past it, around it. It's on this unstoppable path directly towards you. Any movement to look or to evade it, whatever it is your heart is screaming to do, it's stopped by more of these unseen thorns that are pincing you in place. You are completely helpless, completely restrained, completely vulnerable. And as it strikes with such a furious force as to pierce you like a knife through limp paper, your eyes shoot open. Give me a perception check.
You have wet the bed.
You are actually
better.
worse.
That's better. 22.
There we are. Okay. Your eyes shoot open, and you find yourself just throwing yourself up from lying down. You're sitting, rocketing up to a sitting position, and you sense that there is someone next to you on the bed. There's someone like standing right there next to you, but you're just able to control yourself as you spin around. You hear this little squeak as the person who was there kind of falls back and falls onto her butt, and you see sitting now sprawled next to your bed is Lear. Her eyes are kind of wide as she's looking up at you, and she holds her hands up, whispering, Sorry, sister. I didn't mean... Sorry. I didn't mean to wake you. Did I wake you?
No. Apologies.
No, that was on me. I got my assignment before I went to bed, and I was getting up to get ready, and it rolled underneath your bed. I'm sorry. And she just kind of crawls below and just kind of carefully reaches in and pulls out this little rolled up bit of parchment, kind of tucks it away with shaking hands. Are you all right?
I think I'm going to go back to sleep. Thank you. Congratulations on your assignment.
I wish it were a little more interesting. I've got kitchen duty.
I think
guess-
you will find you flourish there.
Agreed. Sorry again. And she kind of backs away and scoots out the door. As you lie back down and with a little more trouble than the first time, find yourself falling back asleep. And that is where we will end tonight's session.
So she got kitchen duty. I 100% in my mind was just like, if Bren sends Lear off on some dangerous thing that gets her killed and we show up just in time and to see her die, Papoose never happens.
The papoose has got to happen. Now she's got plot armor. So, ladies and gentlemen, that was exciting. Thank you so much for joining us at the table. Welcome to our new followers and our raiders. We're so glad you guys are coming along for the ride. And to our subscribers and our donors, thank you for funding these adventures so we never run out of beef jerky. And to make sure you never miss a moment, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel at Tales from the Catacomb. You can also use !TFTC. I think we'll get you the link on Twitch. But on YouTube, at Tales from the Catacombs, that is where all of our sessions are saved for posterity. And lastly, a particularly huge thanks to my players. We have David, who plays Beau and streams on Twitch under You Hate to See It. We have Catherine, who plays Ste'yn and dabbles in her various geek circles on Twitter and Instagram under A Catholic Geek. Kassie plays Viola and can be found on Instagram under Coffee, Koffeeh. And Josh, who plays Snow, and you can wave at him here when you find him right here with us. I am Brenna, your storyteller for this evening, and we'll see you back here next time. Safe travels until we meet again.